Thank you, Lascian Corla. There are a number of people here tonight in the galleries from Clare and outside of here from Clare in the AV room, and I want to pay tribute to them because they came here tonight concerned at the future of education in our country. I want to assure them that every single deputy on these benches shares that concern. And in fairness, notwithstanding the play acting that we've seen here tonight, I think every single deputy on those benches does too. I want to read into the record of this House a number of place names that will be known to those people from East Clare who came here. Clonusker, Coolin Bridge and Capaban. 3 townlands in Scariff, my own parish. 3 townlands which had a national school each up until the 1970s. And then they were closed. They were closed by a Fianna Fáil Minister for Education, maybe even a Clare Fianna Fáil Minister for Education, and replaced with 1 school in Scariff. And I was in the first junior infants class to go into that school. Each and every child from those townlands continued to receive an education after those schools amalgamated. And every teacher who taught in those schools continued to teach in a school, and a very good school which I had the privilege to go to after those amalgamations. Similarly, schools closed and were amalgamated from Slievenoor, Curracile, Knockbaha, Gurtavaha and Douglown, when Flagmount National School encompassed all of them. And so too the same story in Killaloe, Tulla, Clonlara and Kilkishen. And yet our children continued to receive an education. Notwithstanding that, what this government is proposing is far more modest than the closure of all of those schools. It is simply increasing from 12 this year to 14 next year, to 17 the year after, to 20 the year after that, the number of pupils required to receive a second post. From 49 to 51 to 54 to 56 for a third post. From 81 to 83 to 85 to 86 for 4 posts. Lascian Corla, I say that is indeed a very modest step. Notwithstanding the histrionics which we've seen tonight, does not threaten the fabric of rural Ireland, does not threaten the future of GAA clubs around rural Ireland. Certainly they are threatened by the economic morass in which we find ourselves. But I don't wish to comment on that tonight or play politics with it.
Just a half minute, Deputy. Just a half minute left.
Half minute. Thank you, Lascian Corla. I simply want to reiterate what the Minister for Education said last night, that this debate gives him and it gives me an opportunity to state categorically that this measure is not about closing schools, schools which he acknowledged play an important part in our communities, particularly in rural areas. The Minister has been quite clear that it is simply about a very minor adjustment to ratios, and they will continue to receive preferential ratios to the general ratio of 28:1. It is open, of course, to schools if they find themselves at 1, 2 or 3 pupils. Thank you. To consider and to negotiate an amalgamation. But this is not about rural versus urban Ireland, no more than it is about East versus West there. Thank you, Chairman.